In May this year, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz had said the West will not settle for quote-unquote dictated peace in Ukraine. That was an interesting take on the matter. It sounded almost like the West was itself fighting a war against Russia in Ukraine and that it would not accept diktats from Moscow. That was 4 months ago. Ever since, Russia has choked Europe of essential natural gas supplies and has refused to tone down the fighting in Ukraine. Today, Europe stands at the brink of an all-out recession catalyzed by a massive energy crisis. The EU's largest economy, Germany, is suffering the most. So, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz held a 90-minute call with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday. That's right, the two leaders spoke for 90 minutes straight, and Ukraine is hardly impressed. On Tuesday, presumably after the rather lengthy call between Olaf Scholz and Vladimir Putin, Ukraine came out against Germany, seething with anger. Ukraine accused Germany of ignoring Kyiv's requests of providing it with the military hardware that it was asking for, including Leopard tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba vented about the disappointing signals from Germany as he demanded more support from Europe's largest economy. In a tweet, Kuleba said, and I quote, "Not a single rational argument on why these weapons cannot be supplied, only abstract fears and excuses. What is Berlin afraid of that Kyiv is not?" Just before the Ukrainian Foreign Minister's salvos at Germany, Volodymyr Zelensky had asked the West to speed up deliveries of weapon systems as his forces launched a counter-offensive to capture territories under Russian control. The German Chancellor's call with Vladimir Putin came right after Ukraine successfully captured Russian-controlled territory in a lightning counter-offensive. Perhaps the call came amid German fears of Russia inflicting further damage, not just on Ukraine, but the whole of Europe in response to military defeats in the Donbas region. Already, Russia has crippled Europe's energy sector by shutting off natural gas supplies via the Nord Stream 1 pipeline indefinitely. The 90-minute call between Scholz and Putin was essentially about the German Chancellor calling on Putin to find a diplomatic solution to the conflict as soon as possible. Scholz also called on Putin to withdraw Russian troops from Ukraine immediately. Naturally, Vladimir Putin took none of Scholz's appeals seriously, and the German Chancellor later told reporters that Putin, unfortunately, had not changed his position on the invasion. However, Olaf Scholz was rather happy that he spoke with Putin. He said, and I quote, "It is right to speak with each other and to say what there is to say on this subject." The German leader's assertion that it is important to continue talking to Putin is in stark contrast to the widespread mood prevailing in the West, that of isolationism against Moscow. Scholz now joins ranks with French President Emmanuel Macron, who too is a proponent of communication lines to remain open between heads of states in the West and Putin. It is possible that Germany is trying to establish high-level communication with Russia in order to pursue Putin to resume natural gas supplies to Europe, and if not that, at least to Germany. That would also explain Berlin's reluctance to supply Ukraine with all the high-grade weapon systems that Kyiv has been demanding. Is Germany aiming for a rapprochement with Russia?